Um, yeah, so there's a new exercise, there's a new initiative going on in the military where we're going to really start doing more with less people. So they're calling it
Really?
MCA, which is multi capable airmen, or
Hmm.
ACE, which is something combat. Basically, yeah, multiple specialties will be doing more than one thing. Um,
Oh,
yeah, in the event that there's going to be an attack somewhere in the Pacific, we need to be able to like go out to different spots and like operate with minimal manning. Because
oh my God.
yeah, because like right now, I guess the location of most Pacific Air Force bases, especially Hawaii, is so major that if Hawaii was ever hit, it would crush the whole Pacific.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I would think.
Yeah. So now we're going to
Oh
like
my
start
God.
spreading out. So all these exercises are about how to do the most work with the minimum amount of people. So like we took like a group of 14 people and three
Hmm.
airplanes and flying 2 and 3 times a day. So yeah, it was
Hmm.
pretty
Oh my
tough.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds interesting though.
Yeah.
You learned a lot, huh?
Yep. I'm ready to be done.
Yeah.
For real.
Mhm. Let's see. What time is it? Okay, it's 5:02. We know Josh is going to be a little late.
Okay.
But I think we have the Nikita supposed to join us. I'm just trying to make sure they didn't text.
No, I didn't see anything yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I did so yeah, so I lost my Friday. Well,
Uh-huh.
I lost my Friday in Guam because they switched me from night shift to day shift.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I lost that whole Friday that I was going to do work, and then
Mm-hmm.
Saturday I lost because I was flying back here. So
Mm-hmm.
that ended
Oh
up
my
turning,
gosh.
yeah. So by the time I got here, it was like Friday night. Had a little bit of jet
Mm-hmm.
lag, so I slept yesterday. So I did like 8 hours of drawing yesterday, and I was,
Yes, you know what?
yeah,
I didn't think it would be that much drawing,
it's
but
a
with the
lot.
thought we had to put into it, it took
Yeah,
me forever.
yeah. So then I was using the what was it, Fresco? I was using
Hmm.
that and
Oh,
with
okay.
multiple layers, and then so at like 10:30 at night, I went to go review all my previous work, and it was all gone, minus the
Oh
final
my gosh.
pieces. Yeah, I still had like three final pieces, but all like that, the work before that, right? The showing the progression, all that was
Yeah.
gone.
Oh my
Yeah, so it
gosh.
was like 10:30 at night, so I was like, I'm going to bed. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm on my last logo,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on my last description of the logo as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
me
it's a
too.
lot of work.
You know what, for some reason I read five, so I only did five and I was about to submit it and I was like, let me double check. And then it said six. And I was like, what? Ah, I thought I was done. So yeah, I'm working on the last one right now.
So that was a crazy thing too. Like when he went over all of our work, I was not aware that we had to pretty much back everything that we were saying from somebody else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so I did not
Mhm.
know that. I don't think anybody knew that. So like,
Yeah, especially
yeah,
mine. He kept saying it. I was like, oh dang, I
yeah.
had to like back
Oh
everything.
yeah. So like even me saying like, yeah, the leaf is connected to the rainforest. He was like, how?
Mhm.
And I was like, what?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But for mine too, that's what I just wrote. I was like, let me look up the symbolism of the leaf just to
Yeah,
make sure I'm not
yeah.
making this
I
up.
did the same thing. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
like
it's like how is the
like
leaf connected to Mother
I'm
Nature?
using like Encyclopedia Britannica. I had like three different sources. I even used what was it? Was it stock photos or something like that? That had like 20,000 pictures of like the broad leaf, you know. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So, but man, it's I get it though, but I didn't know that at first. So
Yeah.
that kind of sucked.
Hmm. Well, good thing we're able to watch those videos because I feel like I learn a lot from it. Even though I'm not able to attend the recording, I feel like I
Oh yeah,
take everything in that they say.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not sure what time is it. How long should we wait?
I say we could probably get started. Oh, it's 5 minutes
Maybe.
now. I think that's a good grace period.
Okay. Well, we could start on the first one if you liked to.
Do you have an
The
iPad?
first question. A what?
iPad.
I pencil or I?
This the
Oh,
iPad.
iPad. Yes, I
Yeah.
have my iPad.
Are you able to get on
Yes.
FSO platform with your iPad?
Yeah, I think I can.
So
I
I was
never,
I was
you know,
able to
I
do
only
it
use this for drawing. Uh-huh.
the whole time I've been going to school. I was able to use it until this week. It will not let
Oh,
me get
really?
on. Yeah, you know, because they remember they told you like don't use the same link over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Well, I keep creating like going to like a new website, and it will not allow me to get on the FSO
Really?
platform on my iPad.
Let me see. I'm just making sure I can. Oh my gosh, did you get a something for a graduation walk?
No.
Like a message? Yeah, I was wondering because I know I'm not graduating in June, but I received a message talking about the graduation.
No.
But it says for June 2nd, but I was like, I don't think I'm graduating then.
I'm
Yeah.
graduating in
But yeah,
July.
I'm able to get on. Oh, I don't think you
Oh.
can see that, but I went on.
Okay. I get something with mine. Yeah, I should be graduating in July.
Oh,
That's what I was told too.
okay. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Is that
Okay, we
everybody?
didn't start yet, so that's good.
No,
All
I was
right.
told the same thing too, though, that I'm graduating in July because I'm like I retook a class, or I would have graduated in June. So they moved my date up to July.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was sent to me on accident. I just received like a message for it that it was in June, but I was like, no way, not June.
It's around the corner, though. It's actually not far away at all.
No.
So fast. All right. Did you guys want to get started?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have the question here. It says, discuss the key concepts that had an impact on your understanding of the projects completed in this class.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh. I do not like this iPad.
All right. Well, I know right now, I know we're kind of looking at, we're basically this whole class is kind of just, involved in logo design. I think that the key thing that we're looking at is how do we effectively make a logo that represents our brand. I don't know what problems y'all have kind of come into while doing this. I know
Yeah.
for me, kind of looking at the logos, we all want to draw something that looks amazing, but I think one of the best things is keep it simple, make it recognizable. I think that's one of the important things. I know we were kind of talking about that this week actually during when I was looking at the what do you want to call it when we had our meeting the other day. Just kind of looking at what makes effective logos, typography, stuff like that. Like I said, I don't know what kind of problems y'all have come into, but I've struggled quite a bit.
Yeah, I think like like what you're saying, keeping it simple, that because I want to add like, keep adding when I revise, but then I'm like, no, because I look at logos like Nike and like Apple, and it's, very simple, but it's very recognizable as well. So I think keeping it simple, and then also making sure that I have the tone that for my target audience, because my target audience is parents and grandparents, even though it's a toy company. So I just want to make sure that I'm targeting the parents and grandparents and not children. Exactly.
I know for me, I have this one logo. I don't know, maybe it's like number 29 or 30 that I really love the look of it, but it does not speak to the brand, the voice. I don't see any social connectedness, like anything that I was like trying to push for, for this brand. It just didn't work, and I was like, oh, so I had to put an X on it. But I really love the look of it, and I remember him saying, just because it looks good doesn't mean that it works, right? You have to be able to back it. It have to speak to the brand voice, to your taglines, to all that. So, yeah, that's pretty big for me.
I think my biggest struggle with it is keeping it simple, but then also still being able to differentiate. Because it's like you want your brand to stand out amongst its competitors and others in the market, but then you don't want to stand out so much that it confuses or it looks so different from what is like industry things that are always like bring the industry together, that you know it belongs to this industry. You don't want to remove those in when you're trying to be differentiate. And I think that's the struggle for me, trying to separate my brand so that, you know, when people see it, they see like, oh, this is a new brand. And, you know, there's something even in the logo that says it's different from the rest. But then in my being different, like what is making them know that it belongs to this brand? That's pretty much my struggle right now.
Mm-hmm. Like a balance between the two.
And then when you have your rationale too, you know, you're trying to make sure that like it meets all the objectives that you've kind of wrote down. I think that's part of it too, you know, because you've laid all these guidelines down and then you feel like, oh, well, like, you know, bigger is better, more color, more, you know, and it is hard because I mean, you really want it to stand out, like, you know, like she was saying, but I think the hardest part about it is, you know, like if you don't stand out, you will not get noticed. And then of course, you know, that's what everybody wants, especially as a designer. You know, that's what makes you, you know, that's what brings in your money. That's what wants other people for them for to you go work for and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was also thinking, you know how Apple is a like a technology company, but then their logo is an apple. I was thinking like it's hard to say, but your logo doesn't technically have to be exactly like, say it's a technology company, your logo doesn't have to like be a computer, doesn't have to be a cell phone. It can be something else, and that can also make you stand out. It's like, oh, why is it like, you know, why is it something else? But make it make sense.
Yeah, there has to be something that links the two in between. I mean, and I think that's what makes it hard. It's kind of like, you know, Apple already had the name Apple, you know, with its technology. So of course, you know, it's kind of simple to go with, you know, an Apple, and they didn't make it all techy with wires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the logo, what was it? Paul Rand made it very modern. So, you know, that modernization fits in with the technological advances, stuff like that. So you're able to correlate and relate the two. You know, it would kind of be like if y'all were doing the wooden toys, but then y'all started putting like a bunch of circuits and stuff like that in your logos. Everybody's going to be like, I thought this was like a sustainable, like, you know, forest kind of thing. Like, where's all this technology coming from? You know, it would just kind of really throw like your voice, your tone, or your whole branding off.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to move on to the second question?
We can. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We can move on to the second question. Let's see. How have y'all's logos been going? I didn't get to see everybody else's this week. I had to hurry up and go, but are y'all doing all right with your logos as far as?
Yeah, me and Mike were saying that we've been spending a lot of time on it. Like, we didn't think that we would, you know, it'd take that long, but it's like a lot.
Oh yeah, refinement's a pain, and especially like I don't know if y'all saw, like I just drew like a bunch of quick sketches, which like that's like the most important part, like getting your ideas on paper. But then like, you know, of course, when it comes to the refinement, it's like nitpicking. I've still got to work on my 6 today some more, and then I still got to do my papers. So I'm probably gonna have some late work.
Same.
It's been
picking I would say picking my 6 was a little bit easy, and then the refinements are what's taking the most time. Like,
are you doing hockey team or the toys, Nikita?
Hockey.
The hockey. See, yeah, no, the hockey team's hard, I feel like.
And I'm like reading even from the brief itself, the creative brief itself, I'm like, it didn't give much. So it's been a lot of just like coming up with it. I remember in a past class, it was talking about like, it's good if the brand gives you a brand Bible, but then like, it's better if they don't. And I'm like, not really, it's not better to me. Because now I'm spending more time trying to figure out what exactly is this brand trying to convey? What exactly are they trying to get across? Because they left it very, very vague,
Yeah.
very generalized, and even in the audience, it's very generalized. So it's like trying to stick to their brand, but then also trying to niche them down some more because I don't feel like it was niched enough.
Yeah. No, and that can be hard too. And the sad part is as designers, it'll come to a point like if you're creating for a company to where sometimes you have to tell them what they want because they won't necessarily convey to you. Like they could be like, well, I want this logo and I want this big lion head with these sharp fangs. I want him to look vicious with all this detail, but they're gonna want it on like the binding of a book or something small that's just completely impossible to do. And sometimes you have to tell them like this is not going to work. Like this is what you need. This is and I can give you what you want, but you're not gonna be happy with what you get.
Yeah, it's like a tattoo. You get a tattoo with a lot of detail. It has to be bigger, right? Yeah. How y'all feel
No,
about
type is the worst.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that question? Was there a question? Did we move on to the next question?
Oh, I'm not sure. Did we answer it?
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, discuss the challenges encountered. Yeah, I think some of us did.
Yeah, challenges. I guess for me, I have started to create certain symbols and drawings. For example, I'm pushing social connectedness with Greener Day toys, right? And I had to figure out what that symbol was going to be. And now that I figured out that symbol, and now that I can articulate what it is and back it up with whatever else is online, that's going to be a part of each one of my ending logos, right? So I don't have to sit there and keep figuring out how do I want to talk about or express social connectedness with this logo, right? So whatever the original logo was, I'm going to incorporate that in there, so I don't have to keep going, over and over with this. Also, my theme is rainforest, so backing that up with like vines and trees and the leaf that we were talking about, I'm going to incorporate that into every single one of my logos.
Yeah, that's
my
what I
six,
did.
right? Because that's what we're doing. We're honing it down. We're refining it, right? I just don't have the time to keep creating different ideas, right? So that was challenging, but once I got the idea, like that's how mine's going to look at the end. So
Yeah, I think a challenge for me is, as I keep refining it, like, the 5 different refinements, like, I think it's good. I'm like, just thinking, what else can I refine? Like, I know it can be better and there's more that I could do, but sometimes it's hard. I'm like, I don't know what I want to change because I like it already.
Right.
So that's been difficult and why I've been taking so long on each one.
And then I know. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I know we were kind of talking about the hockey team because the brand brief, it pretty much it talks about how they want to be like parts of the community, and then these, I guess these, I don't want to say social, that's probably not like these protectors of the ice, like where they follow the rules and stuff like that. Like hockey's a rough sport, like they're aggressive, it's hard, so you're still trying to meet like making a logo and a brand that like fits that. Because who wants to watch a hockey team that's like the teddy bears, or what I'm saying, like trying to meet that voice and tone to where it conveys that you've got a strong hockey team. It's kind of hard to a point. And then even me, like when I was like just drawing my thumbnails the other day, I was like, oh, well, that looks too close to a hockey brand that already exists. Got to get rid of that. This looks too close, And then even with some of the student projects, I don't know if y'all looked at some of the student projects for your stuff, but you're like, oh,
I only saw about 2 or 3 that actually did the hockey team. Period.
I say the goat one. I forgot. I think it was the goats. It was probably my favorite one. The one that but I felt like she had a whole lot of information, So
yeah. So and then I was saying, when I was looking at it, like, it didn't even give us a mascot. So I was like, it doesn't have a mascot. It doesn't have. Like when I traditionally think sports, what is representing, what represents your team? And I felt like it was focused heavily because you want to build community. It focused so much on giving us the background of the community that it didn't really give us the background of the actual team. So we got like the family size, what they like to do in their spare time. Like everything was about them and not necessarily about the actual brand. So it's like, okay, we know who you want, but what are you? What do you represent? What do you stand for? What is this? I kind of so in the first one I didn't have, like, everything was kind of just Vegas based, kind of hockey based. And then in my refinements, I kind of just scrapped like most of the ones I had anyway, and just like instead of refining, did some newer ones because I'm like, and definitely went back and did like another mind mapping to figure out how can I merge Vegas, community, and hockey. So like I looked up like the history of Vegas, animals that are known in Vegas, like something that I can try to bring some kind of like tangible thing to it. So I wound up picking mountain lions. So that's where I'm at now. And now I'm just like refining how I'm going to fit this mountain lion into the rest of what they say. Because I feel like if you want to focus on community and family, you can cartoonify a mountain lion for like a kid, something kid clothing wise, or a stuffed animal you want to give the kids or whatever. And it's still not completely take away, like you were saying, like you don't want to use teddy bears because then it's like, it doesn't fit with hockey. So I was like, what can I do where I'm picking something that can be either vicious to go with like hockey being a sport that is forceful and very contact based, and then have a version of that can be soft and represent family and children. So that's kind of like where I'm at now. So I'll probably be pulling an all-nighter to finish this, but that's just where I'm at with it. And it was very challenging. I think that's the most challenging thing for me right now is figuring out how to merge hockey and its strength and force with family and community.
That's I think I agree. Like they just said the enforcers, right? Like that's their name, that stuff like that. They're protectors of the ice, like that. I mean, we got all that, but like, what is an enforcer? Because when I think of the word enforcer, and it's kind of like we were talking about in our last class, I think of police. Like I don't want a police mascot. It doesn't sound appealing, and I mean the sad part about it is like right now, if you look at like, just look like what do the police represent right now in a modern day? Not anything good that I've seen in the news. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a police officer as your mascot because it just looks horrible. Right. Like, and I mean, it's sad to say. And I mean, for some people, it might mean something different. Some people are like, yeah, police, but I mean, it's one of those things. Like, if you look at the branding and the story it's trying to tell, like, what is an enforcer? Because even with the animals, I did the same thing you did. I looked at animals, like they had the fox. The one girl did a goat in her project before, and it's kind of like how, like, and I hope you could do it because I couldn't. I was like, man, like, well, how do I make an animal an enforcer? Because that's it's hard.
I wonder if you can just use like the stance, right? And then incorporate that stance into whatever animal or whatever you want, right? Because there is like a stance that you could use for enforcing, right? Like maybe something with like your hands on your hips, right? Or maybe even pointing or something, right? And then just incorporate that into like all your drawings somehow. I don't know. You have a leaf standing like that, right? And you say, oh yeah, it looks like he's enforcing something, right? I don't know.
Yeah. No, but you...
I think the mountain lion is a really good idea. Yeah. Is that the state or the state animal?
So I couldn't find what the state animal was when I was looking, nothing was coming up. But when I was looking up like wildlife that's known in the area, and they were saying like mountain lions are one, like they could see mountain lions in their backyards. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go with that because the community can identify with, because it's something that they could possibly see on a random day walking down the street, or especially at night. And they were saying like at night and basically like advising them about like keeping your animals indoors at night. Don't feed your animals outside. Like ways to keep them off of like your property. So I'm like, okay, if they have to go through all of this, not to have mountain lions around, it's something they see all the time. It's something that if you see it, you know it's Vegas. So I kind of just like went with that, and I'm trying to figure it out. But I don't know. It's not set in stone. It may change again. But right now, that's where I am with it.
Yeah, I think like with a mountain lion, like it could be like a really good mascot, but Michael was saying that to try to merge it with enforcers, like maybe with the type of lines you use, like when I think of like enforcer, I think of like an X for some reason. Like maybe you could use a mountain lion, but like utilize line and your textures as well to give that impression. Mm-hmm. But I really like that idea. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's a doozy, but I'm getting there, I think.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard because, like I said, I did the same thing you did. I was gonna pick a fox because, like, they were talking about like goats, foxes, mountain lions.
I like fox.
Yeah, but
You
and
should try-
see, what was that?
You should try it and see. Just like
I think, well, out of the 6 that I picked, a lot of them are like landmark based or like I think I don't know if you watched the meeting. When I think of Enforcer 2, I kind of went the knight / shield route as well because I mean that's
and that's what I put. Like I kept thinking, like, well, I was I had in like one of my mind maps, I did like enforce. I think force was one of my words, and then I did legacy because they were talking about how the team there before was like a top ranking team, and they were pretty much coming in. And so I was thinking of paying homage to that team. So I kept thinking like coat of arms and shields and military. Like their the stripes you earn in the military, the different pins you earn, and all of that. And so I'm just like, And then at one point I'm like, oh, maybe my mountain lion could have a shield, or maybe I don't know. So that's where I'm at. But again, it's like a lot going on jumbled up in my mind right now about like all the secondary research I went back and did. So it's just a lot.
Yeah. And I think because I saw the other student work too with the animal, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go the night route. That's all I was like, But also, I don't know if y'all, like I said, if y'all watched it, but I went with a monogram for like the Las Vegas Enforcers because I think the monogram is gonna be great for like merchandising and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I've got the famous Las Vegas welcome sign, which is like a sideways diamond, pretty much with rounded corners. I'm gonna use it. Along with like the monogram. And then, of course, like I'll see how it looks in black and white, and then we'll go from there.
Is a monogram like the L and the V?
The LVE, yeah. So a monogram is they're pretty much just word logos of like the initials.
Oh, okay.
And then how you combine them together. So,
because when I think LV, sometimes I think like Louis Vuitton.
yeah. No, that's a monogram in itself too. So yeah, it's really hard, I think. But I think even the toy one's kind of hard myself too, because like trying to find something that represents sustainable toys. Yeah,
I think they both have the challenges to them.
Yeah, definitely.
How are y'all liking the tools from the last meeting that we had?
Oh yeah, I had to play around with it. What's the one that's like Procreate? It's Adobe
Fresco.
Fresco, yes, because I'm just so used to how I do it with my other program that with this one it's like just so much to get used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Kiana that I've been using Fresco for everything now.
So that's awesome.
So then
That's
I did like 8 hours of work last night, and I had 3 different logos. So 15 logos all the way across done. And then I don't know if my right hand deleted one of the layers, but I lost all that work last night. So
oh no.
Yeah, so that hurt my feelings. So I went to sleep.
Is there a back button?
They have like
I kept going back, but it was gone. So I must have done it a while ago and didn't even know. So maybe I merged a layer by accident, but it was all gone. Yeah.
What I will suggest to you, if you're using that, one of those drawing gloves are probably really good. They've got their gloves. Did you get the whole package school that had like the drawing board and everything like that?
No.
Well, I think I got a lot of that stuff whenever I did the game design stuff before I switched over to my master's. But there are these gloves that you can get for screens, and they keep the screen from picking up your hand while you're drawing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're kind of because what it is it leaves like it covers your two drawing or it uncovers your drawing fingers, and then it covers everything else that would sit on a screen.
Okay.
And it's definitely worth buying. They're not very expensive. They're like $10 at most.
I'm looking at that because now I got into the habit of like locking the layer before I even start. Because,
oh yeah, definitely.
Man,
That's lock and save.
Yeah.
Lock and save.
So on your iPad, the only way you can save it is by pressing back for Fresco. I didn't know that. So like it doesn't save automatically. I guess I don't know, but yeah, that one hurt.
Oh, I can only imagine, man. I would have lost it.
Are you guys right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know right-handers have that issue of your hand going on the screen when you write. Because I know I have that issue with my
I have that as left-handed.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And it always smears.
Oh,
Especially with pencil.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's funny. My wife's left-handed, and we always have like, you don't know what it's like to be left-handed.
It's a right-hander world.
Oh, she gets so excited just for finding like spirals and stuff like that. For
Dude, I love finding left-handed cups, spirals, everything.
Oh man, no. And I think so we got 2 weeks left. I think and I know y'all aren't able to make the meeting. I know y'all work, y'all are busy, stuff like that. But please, if y'all need any help, reach out. Let me know. I know we're getting to it. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what next month holds because I kind of feel like this is already getting to be like a lot already. I'm like, oh man, I'm waiting to see how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
And then I got to finish doing my drawings for my refinements. And then,
do you think this is due on Tuesday like it was last week?
Well, that's what he had. That's what our professor had said the other day.
Oh, he said it the other day too. Because I remember he said it week 1, but I didn't know if he said it again for week 2 or if that was only like a week 1 thing.
I think it was. I think it's a week 2. I think it's like an every week thing.
Okay.
They were saying that. What was it? Whenever you do it, it's Tuesday. I guess right before we have the meeting.
Okay.
So this assignment that's due at midnight, it's not due at midnight, it's due on Tuesday? Oh.
They'd given us, let me go back because let me open my stuff up and I'll kind of tell you because I got kind of confused because you're saying that too, and we had the meeting. And
he was like, for anybody that's watching this will know that the assignment's not going to be due until Tuesday, and I was like, oh man. But that was last week, so I don't know if that was the same for this week. Because honestly, if it's due at 5:59, this is going to be late this time. This will be my first late assignment. This is a lot of work.
Yeah, because Dr. Baldowski had said in the meeting that they were going to give us until that morning, but then he had sent me a message Monday at 8 a.m. Want to know where my work was at, like just kind of checking on me or whatever. So it's something that I will ask if y'all can't make it to the meeting, turn in your work and stuff like that. But I know on the video, they had said, before the meeting on Tuesday. So I know we got digital proof. But I'll talk to Dr. Baldowski about it.
Okay. How long is this session going to go for, this group session?
It looks like we only have 5 minutes left.
Okay.
For this before it turns off on us.
Okay.
And how much time do we have now? Because I know we all pretty much started.
We've been on here for 35 minutes.
Okay. Wow, we pretty much got most of our.
40 minutes. 40 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I know that means we pretty much got most of our session done for the most part. We can do like another short session if y'all would like. Yeah. Let's see, we got 2 more questions left, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys want to do that one next time?
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah. And I don't know when y'all looking at being free. I don't know if you're still super busy or not with everything or.
Well, well, I'm back in Hawaii now, so I'm good
Oh,
for right
okay.
now. Yeah, I came back on Friday.
Oh, I don't know. Are you enjoying being back or did you want to stay over there?
Oh, no, I'm enjoying being back, man. It was a lot of work. I was telling Kiana that the military is now working on the multi-capable airman concept, so now doing a lot more with less people. So that TDY to Guam was 14 people, 3 aircraft, 2 turn 2. It was like a ton of stuff, man. And we were supporting en route as well, but en route wasn't supporting us for none of our planes. It's like
Dude, that's the worst.
Yeah.
No, I used to be part of a BSB, man, and it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I don't know how many times we'd go over to like NTC or just going anywhere and like things not being ready for you.
Oh man. Yep. I got 10 months left. I retire. I'm done.
Oh, you retire?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Take it and leave, man. I know
yeah.
when I got my med board, I was ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Done. All right.
But
All right, guys.
yeah, y'all have a good rest of your day. I gotta get some homework done.
For sure.
All right.
All right.
We'll plan our next one then in the text message.
Okay.
That sounds
good. Yeah, have a good one.
All right,
All
bye,
right.
guys.
All right. Bye, guys.